Yeah, just sitting here this morning thinking about how much, how many, so how often we hear something to divide the country of the United States of America, as I like to say, Vespucci land. Yeah, that's what it's named after, is Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian explorer. At least that's what they say. To divide these people that live here over something, male, female, over their rights, over going to divide the people because some people got a needle poked in their arm and had some juice in it, and some people didn't. Uh, oh, we can divide and scream and yell and holler about, oh, geez, you know, it just goes on and on. I live in the country, you live in the city. Uh, I'm smart, you're dumb, whatever it is. But there was a book of poetry there. We should, what's it say? We should pass our days here in reverence and fear. Being thankful is something that. Oh, I used to work for these guys. I'm not advertising. Didn't see that till just now. Here, fix that up. Being thankful. Um, it's not impossible to do that. It's something. It's something that gives life, I believe, to people when they realize that. Now, at the risk of sounding trite, being thankful for even the bad things. That's a as some people have said, it's an opportunity to grow. Perception, bad things. Uh, but shucks, if we got the ability to breathe in oxygen, and a lot of us eat food through our mouth instead of a tube. We're not in the hospital. A lot of us, most of us, able to live and move and breathe and have our very being thanks to something somewhere. Some would say a certain name, the divine supernatural is keeping all these things in motion somehow. We sure didn't start it. We sure don't maintain it. Well, I mean, we do our part. We eat our food and go to sleep, and that's about it in life, right? Oh no, we work and think. So yeah, um, it's a challenge, I admit, for myself, but just want to encourage people to be thankful. August Honeke's got some good comments on this type of thing on his channel. I don't watch him anymore because he's got brain space hogging advertisements. Couldn't live without it, but I understand the reason he stated there. But anyway, so yeah, in spite of the fact that many or most, or it would appear by the media that all of us are these white European males, and we're out of place. We're displaced off our land and put in a strange place, strange people. A lot of people want to fight for this place and, say they have rights and say that they're American and that's their identity. But uh, in spite of the fact that most of us, invaded here or immigrated, however you want to put it, we still can be thankful in the midst of this that we are alive and able to do what we can do, even think and reason. And so, yeah, oh, I forgot. Divide us into liberal and conservative. Isn't that a what the heck does that mean? So the fact remains that uh, aside from artificial intelligence, we are human beings, and so that is something we have in common, and that's a good thing. So if that's not something to build on, I don't know what is. Oh, the righteous and the wicked. There we go. There's another division. And there's lots of different definitions of that. Man, if you get into the Christian world, you'll see there's divisions up the yin yang about that, I don't even want to go into all the labels that there are in the so called Christian world. Yeah. So that's one of those one of those one word identifiers that one word justification terms or condemnation terms. Put that label on someone, or Muslim or Jew or Buddhist or whatever, then you're either condemned or you're justified by one word, just like that, in the minds and perceptions of most people. But so be thankful today. And I see I'm running on 5 minutes. It's a little bit early. Adjusting to some new schedule here. Yeah. Try hard to love your neighbor like you love yourself, in spite of the fact that there are them people over there and they got this problem or that problem. They looked at me this funny and whatever it is. I admit that I'm behind in this area, but just want to encourage my generation to do that um, while you can, while you still have life and breath. Yep. All right. Well, not that trying hard justifies it. We need to find out more about this relating to other people and give it the chance it deserves. If you continue to cut off people in the name of whatever reason, cut them off, belittle them, think bad about them, it's going to cost you in the long run and everybody, because it takes away from the community as a whole of human beings. It doesn't just affect you only and them only, these little wars and uh, petty things. I'm not saying there's no such thing as right and wrong, but what I'm saying is that people can make a big deal out of nothing, and they can exacerbate situations. Take, for example, the news reporting that's been the standard here for, it's got to be 50, oh, it's getting up to 80 years probably now. The TV set, the latest news, so-and-so was convicted of this quote-unquote crime. They did something wrong. And that can be an ongoing saga to be reported on day after day. The problem is, if we copy that and emulate that day after day about somebody who did something wrong, what happens if, we're talking bad about this person in their absence and condemning them, whatever it is, judging, however you want to put it, negative thoughts towards them? What happens if they're released from that bad way of thinking? What happens if they change? What happens if they grow? And now what you got there is somebody who's even maybe more mature than you are in that area, and and you're over there in your little corner saying, "Ah, meh, 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 meh," you know. And meanwhile, time has gone on and things have changed, and there's somebody over there who's not the same person they were when you were talking bad about, well, when you started talking bad about them, and you built on that foundation of thinking. What happens? What? Where does that put you? Uh, Boy, it doesn't make you look good, and it doesn't help you. It hasn't helped you in your growth. It hasn't helped you along in life. It hasn't been a good use of your time to continually, especially to dwell on these things. Let it fester, get angry and bitter. But I'm saying that, say, Johnny here has what has he done? He stole something from you, and now he's a thief for the rest of his life because he stole. Just ask the news. Just look at the news. Oh, so and so did this. Blah blah blah. A week later, oh, so and so that did this. Now they did this. And now we're going to say this bad. Plus, we know this bad thing about him. Anyway, so Johnny's, hence, how's that for King James? He's since that time not only stopped his thieving, whatever it was, he stole a car, bad Johnny. He's put that behind him. Not only has he restored the car that he stole, he's since gotten in a position where he's gotten in a really good company. He's advanced in the company. He's restored the car that he stole. He was able to make up out of his own free will. He decided to provide for the needs of the family that he stole the car from. Name the terms, name the amount. He helped out the young daughter to, have clothes and be restored to, bring her back in off the street, whatever, to the family. That the possibilities are limitless. The point is, now in this company, he's actually, from the worldly perspective, they say, well, he started a charity and he gave all this money to charity. But in his position in this company, he's able to provide not only for his own needs, he's restored to the family that he stole from. He's started a program, say, that helps people that are kleptomaniacs to stop, to realize their idiocy and get over it. So meanwhile, since he lives in Arkansas and you live in uh, Manitoba, you're up there saying, Johnny, that dirty rotten, he's never going to amount to anything in life. And and I'm never going to talk to him. But you haven't kept in touch with him because he's the bad guy, right? Jeez, 10-minute, 10-minute video. I hope you get what I'm saying. So how much profit is there in that? To quote somebody, my late friend, how profitable is that for you, for your community, for your family? How profitable is that to be engaged in that type of thinking? I'm going to drag him down. I'm going to get even. There's that's tough too. But there's just the negative thinking about him, cutting yourself off from him, refusing to have anything to do with him because he stole a car of your cousin, say, whatever it is, third cousin, I don't know. And maybe he stole other cars before that. Now there's a whole list of other things. He could have had an abrasive personality, but since this Johnny, he's not only the monetary thing is not the big deal. His character has been built up to where he's refused to engage in that type of activity, or thought for that matter. He's had a new thing hit him up the side of the head, and now he's got a restorative type mentality. How's that? There's all kinds of new age terms, I suppose, that could be applied to that, or put whatever labels on it that you want. Born again, how's that one for one? He's stopped with the one lifestyle, how's that, and started a different lifestyle. And not only that, he's gone back to restore the old that damage that he's caused. Meanwhile, up in Manitoba, man alive, the whole family's poisoned against Johnny because the way your little tongue goes on and on about Johnny. Or your mind, good heavens, who knows the thoughts you could have been thinking if you hadn't been thinking about bad old Johnny. Well, so yeah, it's a new day. As a man I used to know would say, we got a bucket of mercies, brand new bucket full of mercies every day. So, good gracious, talk about rambling. I don't like videos that are more than 3 minutes. 1 minute if I can get it, but here I am. Yep, it's true, I'm not an excellent communicator. I have to work on that. Think before I speak, maybe write it down, maybe read off a teleprompter. Okay, there's your entertainment for today. I'm going to cut it off for now. I hope I got my idea across. But yeah, I was just watching a YouTube video about, somebody's negative something about something. Of course, you get into politics and you get that back and forth, two-sided nonsense. Or as many sides as possible. It doesn't matter as long as we're supposedly fixated on it. Oh, what's going on today? I had the bug at one time. Oh, I have to know what such and such politician says over this issue. And meanwhile, supposedly my way, the correct way to do that. Here's the rabbit ears. Is to vote and be active and all these things, wear myself out to try to change it. So yeah, that's legal to do that lifestyle. But how profitable is it? It's more of a question of people that are doing right, thinking right every day on a personal level. If that happens, and there, as it says, I think it's Isaiah there, it says, do away with the pointing of the finger. The accusations, the belittling. All right, sorry for the muttering. That's a 15-minute video. See ya.